Hey guys, Savage Recover here, back for another one. How my Savage is doing today? Today I got a video for you. We're about to be doing a review of the live stream I was on last night on Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, and how it went wrong, and how Sam Blue Pill is a punk ass bitch.
Brother, you look a little red. I feel like you was, you feel like there was anger. You know what I mean?
I am angry, but the red in my face is just my pale white skin.
There it is. That's what you call privilege. You know, I can't do that.
Yeah. It is sunburns are awesome, great privilege. But I have to disagree. So, with it being said that people saying that Will cheated, you don't know that. By him saying that he's been paid back, that doesn't mean cheating. Like, we don't know what she's paying him back for. We're assuming. We don't have any evidence. We don't have any evidence that he was cheating. And if you're going to use the argument, well, it was a rumor that they were having an open relationship, then if it was a rumor that was open, then how is it cheating? And how is it he's pissed in this interview? Like, he's pissed. You can tell that he's upset. He's playing nice because he's on camera. Why do you think there was so much editing in the fucking video?
Yeah.
There wouldn't be that much editing where that whole part where they started talking and they just were like, oh, no, we're going to take that out. Because it got heated, I'm assuming. Or he said something that they couldn't have on the show.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I don't agree with none of that, but keep going.
How not?
So, what's good, first of all? What's good? I'm going to call you Rico.
In that clip right there, you can hear off the jump, the first thing out of his mouth is he calls me Rico. Off the start, disrespectful. That's clearly not what everyone knows me as. Everyone knows me by my first name, or they know me by Savage or Savage Red Recovery. I don't know who Rico is. I don't know if he's talking about, like, Rico Reckless from Chicago, Rico from Paid in Full, who was a snitch. I don't know if he's talking about Rico Suave. I don't know who this is supposed to be a burn, or how it's supposed to be a burn, but you can already see the negative connotations and how he's already starting to talk like a little bitch. He's arguing like a woman.
So you telling me you can assume that he was mad, but you can't assume that he cheated? Is that what you trying to tell me?
You can see his face that he's mad.
You can see an actor in his face that he's mad.
I think that's a good point. I mean, there's an assumption that he was mad, but the assumption that he actually cheated, that's in the same boat.
Okay, so with that being said, me seeing him and seeing his body language, even if he's an actor, actors work from their emotions. Will Smith is going to be more of an emotional man. That's how he's able to be a good actor, because he can emulate his emotions onto the screen. Okay? So if you're going to say that you can't tell he's mad, or none of what he's saying matters because he's an actor, well then the point I'm bringing up is, if she's paying him back, everyone wanted to do the narrative that she's paying him back because he cheated. But how can you cheat in an open relationship or an open marriage? Like, that's what no one is understanding. The logic is saying, why is it cheating? Because A, it's a rumor. B, you have been told that he's in an open marriage. So therefore, you can't be cheating. It's got to be something else, was the whole point. But again, they don't want me to speak my complete thought. They want to cut me off when they disagree with me.
Okay, so a rumor and what I can see with my fucking eyes is two different things. You can't tell me that she's being dominant over Will, but then say, well, she's an actor. Well, then what the fuck is it?
Hey, this is a red overdose. Let me tell you about your eyes, G. Your eyes, right? Your eyes can only see what somebody is showing you. You know what I mean? I know you believe your eyes all the time, right? You believe everything you see with your eyes? Everything? Everything?
So again, he starts repeating himself, and he starts commenting like a bitch and making it personal. So the next statement he says, so far out of him talking to me 2 or 3 times, two of those times, or all of those times he's talked to me, he's being condescending, and he's being like a passive aggressive little bitch. Like, you can't go off of a video and tell me to react to this video and my thoughts on it, and then tell me that my thoughts don't matter because they're actors. Like, you have to stick with something. Are we going to use what we're seeing as what we're seeing, or are we going to use it as it doesn't matter because they're actors? Like, you can't pick when it's convenient. Other people before me getting onto this show brought up the fact that he cheated. People also brought up the fact before me getting on the show that she dominated him. All these things that I'm saying have been brought up by other people and points that were accepted. When I referred back to the points earlier, that's when the problem became with me.
So then why did he correct her when she said entanglement? Why did he check
Because
on her wording?
it's for TV.
Oh,
It's for
so
TV.
they cut all the other important shit out when he said something to her, and then she went to explain it. They cut that out because of TV.
That would be the whole point of it. They're actors.
This is the problem when you argue with dudes or have a conversation with dudes that have bitch think. Because then what is the point of reacting to it? If this is a TV show and they're actors and this is all a fake, why are we on stream for 3 hours talking about it? It shouldn't matter. Because as far as we know, she didn't have anything to do with Og. They didn't have a relationship. This could just be an act. Like, you can't pick and choose what we're going to believe and what we're not going to believe. Like, you have to go through everything that we know and react to it. For you to say that everything they're saying is bullshit on this show and it was all for TV and they're just actors, but her admitting to having a relationship with Og and her looking like a predator is accurate, like, there's no logic in it. There's no logic.
Uh-huh. Okay, so then what you're saying is that we shouldn't have had any review on this because it's a TV show and it's all...
No, I think this review is important because people could take it away. They have your viewpoint of view. Like, oh, this is real. Oh, he's really hurt, or he's really angry. No, the review is important. It helps education.
So I didn't say it was real. I didn't make that claim in any way. But he did make a point that, well, if anyone has your viewpoint, then that's why we need education. Well, I haven't got to my viewpoint. Like, the fact of the matter is that what he's portraying, regardless if it's real or false, is that he's upset. Alright? So, even if he's upset, he's still being humiliated in the press. His wife was banging a dude, and it went public. And, like, it's everywhere. Like, that's still humiliating. And, like, if this is supposed to educate us, then, like, this shows you that being married and finding out that your wife is banging some dude 20 years younger than you, or 30 years, or however the difference is between him and Will, like, and they've been married for years, and people saw them as the ideal couple, and this shows you that marriage isn't a thing. Even if he's not upset, but he's portraying that, it still has this, it still shows us the same idea that you shouldn't get married. Like, you don't have a logical argument. You're literally just making an argument against me. It's me personally. I haven't got to go and sit down and do a thought. Like, you cut me off and try to keep making me argue something else that I haven't even said.
He even shot in the girth comment at the end.
Oh,
That
he's so
girl-
angry. He's so hurt, but he's still married. I'm confused. What?
So prior to me getting on, people are saying that he was going to stay with her because of the money. Everyone here realizes that the laws are not in a man's favor. After this call, MTR goes to talk about how he could have to pay her alimony for the rest of his life. So the idea that he's staying with her for the money isn't crazy because other people have said it. He said on the show that his first divorce was a failure in his mind. His first wife filed for divorce against him. So he has an idea of wanting to be married. But even without that being said, he can be angry and not divorce her. Just because he's angry doesn't mean that he's going to get divorced. I'm angry about taxation, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to try to take over the government or I'm going to do anything other than be upset. Like, I'm upset with a lot of shit. Like, it doesn't mean that I'm going to try to do the opposite of the thing I'm upset about. Like, that's not a fair, that's not a fair argument. Like my mom has done plenty of stuff in my life to piss me off, but you don't see me not talking to my mom, or you don't see me like attacking my mom, or my sister has done stuff that I don't like, and I get angry about it, but I don't hurt her. I don't like, just because you get angry doesn't equate to you doing something about it. And by him being shown as a bitch by his wife in this entire interview shows you he's not going to do anything about it. So again, you're making a poor argument, Sam. The only reason that you're acting like this is because you're on TV and you're in the comfort of your home. Like, listen, we both live in Ohio. Like, if you really are about that, bro, I can come to wherever you are and we can handle this like men. Because how you acted was like a bitch, and you acted like a bitch because you know I can't hit you or do anything other than cuss at you. You act just like a woman who acts crazy knowing that nothing's going to get done to her because she's a woman. That's exactly what you're doing. Like, here's a better argument to what I just said. Sam, you're a blue pill and you're all about marriage, and you're all about taking these broads that you just met out for $250 dinners. How are you 35 years old and not married? If marriage is so important and that's what you need to strive for, why are you not married? Why not? Because if you can be all about marriage and not be married, then Will can be angry and not get divorced. Just saying.
Listen,
Just because you're angry does not mean that you're going to get divorced. Everyone already said he's not going to because of the fucking money.
Oh, because of his money. You think that's the reason why he didn't get divorced? Go ahead.
Listen, but that's an assumption too. I mean, I talked about Jeff Bezos, who got divorced, and now his net worth is way above what his pre-right. And that seemed like an amicable split.
What I'm
So
saying,
we assume that he's not going to get divorced because of the money. We don't actually know. We assume
what I'm saying, though,
that he
I
was
didn't make
upset
that
in the
argument.
video, but we don't actually know. We're assuming a lot of different things. We don't know the actual information. But what I do know, and I hate to completely switch the entire conversation, what I do know is that Jada comes out on this as a predator.
And again, so MTR starts covering for Sam because Sam is a punk ass bitch and is losing. But at the end of the day, all the things I brought up were agreed upon prior to me getting on the show or after I got off the show. So how can you say that she comes off looking like a predator if this is just a show, if it's just a movie, if we're just being lied to? It can't be both things. Like, you can't like, the whole argument that I'm having with this whole discussion, this is the whole point. Every time a man gets cheated on by a woman, people say that he did something, or he deserved it, or he was cheating first, or he probably was cheating. All right? The reason I started my statement off with, we don't know if he was cheating, it could have been something else that he did, was because there's a stereotype when women cheat, it's because the man did something. But it doesn't have to be that. All I'm pointing out is the hypocrisy of this thought process. That was all I was doing. But then it became an issue of you can't believe anything because they're actors. So now we're in this crazy fucking world where they all have made assumptions, and they can make assumptions, but I'm not allowed to make assumptions. Nothing, like, there's no reason for talking because you can't have a logical argument if you're going to do it like they're doing.
She comes out as a predator.
She also made sure he asked her how it happened, and then she said, I wanted to clarify something that you don't give anyone permission to make.
Right. And I've talked about that. But she was red herring in the conversation because August never said that.
Yes, but she was being straight disrespectful. Like, that the whole time she was disrespectful to him. Like, you're not gonna tell me that he looks pissed. She's being a bitch. She didn't apologize. She didn't try to make she didn't try to say she was sorry. She didn't do any of those things. The whole
But you know why she can say that? You know why she can say that?
Again, he cuts me off before I can finish my fucking thought. The point that I'm saying is, what she brought up was never. MTR tries to say that Og never said it, so it was a red herring. Yes, but if she had to bring it up on television to if it was scripted for him to bring it up and then to her to be a bitch, this just shows that everyone thought that Will was a narcissist, but Jade is the narcissist. Like, that's what people don't get. People painted Will with this brush, but all these characteristics are being shown with the woman. That's the only thing I'm trying to talk about. That's the only reason I'm on the show, was to talk about the stereotype that's being painted to the man, but the woman itself is showing these characteristics. I don't know if he cheated. I don't know what he did. I'm not saying that he was right or wrong or that I'm supporting him. But the narrative that's been painted by the people on this show, which is supposed to be about logic and truth, don't see this flaw in their thought process.
Because she has dirt on Will, and she has him by the balls. She has all his information. He know it's not about the money, my G. He got divorced before. Jada is acting in the masculine and has all the strings.
Again, the reason that she has him by the balls is because they're married. Like, that's what you don't get. Like, any person you're close to is going to have dirt on you. Her being in the masculine doesn't mean shit. She doesn't respect him. What's being portrayed is she doesn't respect him. There was an article, or MTR did a video a few weeks ago or a month ago or something, where she was talking about being unhappy being married and not feeling fulfilled. And like she is all like, women when they get older, they want to find themselves. She was all about a younger man being into her. Like, regardless of why she's talking to him like this, or why they're not getting divorced, the fact of the matter is, if she looks like a predator in this and he gets divorced and she has all this dirt on him, he's made enough money. Like that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter, really. Like, it doesn't matter. He got divorced because his wife divorced him. It wasn't the fact that he did it. And MTR doesn't check Sam in this point, but later tells someone else in the end of the show that Will wasn't the one that filed for divorce. So again, Sam, your argument doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Like, the reason she has him by the balls is because they are married and the government holds her hand.
So unless you're referring to him like killing people or kids or something, him cheating on women is not the dirt that's gonna put him.
That's the dirt, because his image. If you look at the way they set it up, they're trying to protect Will because he's still making millions, Bad Boys 3, stuff like that. He lives off of this good guy, Joyner Lucas.
It's
persona.
A family business.
It's a family business. So she took this L, but he can't get divorced because she knows what? I can destroy who you are.
If it's a family business, why is he making out with his son on television doing these morning talk shows? Why is his daughter talking about being on television about how
he doesn't have real relationships?
Again, you're assuming he doesn't have real relationships. You're assuming that they're painting the narrative to protect Will when you don't have evidence of this. But then you also said we can't believe what we hear or see from them because they're actors. And then you also cut me off again before I can even finish my sentence.
He's not really, he doesn't have any kind of boundaries. He's narcissistic. He just wants to make money and loves his image. He loves Fresh Prince, bro. He loves his whole thing he's created. He fell in love with his own story.
Again, assumptions. You're making assumptions, bro. And all these characteristics are being proven by the woman. Like, you don't see this behavior in Will, but you see it in Jada. And you're telling me that I can't believe what I see because they're actors, but I can't think that's because of the money, because of an assumption. But you can believe rumors that he was cheating, and you can believe this narrative is to protect him, Like, you literally are saying anything that I say we can't believe, but anything you say is the gospel. Like, it doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, you can't even come with a logical fucking argument.
He ain't fell in love with his kids. He ain't fall in love with Jada. He fell in love with himself.
Listen, Blue Pill
I
Sam and
finished my-
Savage Red Recovery. It's
Can I
the blue
finish
and
my
the
thought?
red meeting together.
Yeah, go ahead.
At
Go
a
ahead,
standoff.
Rico.
I gotta hear it. I gotta hear solutions. I gotta hear a culmination. What's good?
Okay, so it's about his image, but his daughter went on to the show with her mother, and said, because of the way that you and my father raised me, I would want to be in a polygamous relationship.
Wow.
So,
The chick,
yes.
said that? The young daughter said that?
She said that on her mom's show. It's not like there's multiple things that's been on that show that has nothing to do with a good squeaky clean image. If there's been, like, you can't tell me that his image is what's being protected here when there's multiple scenes of his sexual propriety. If you're going to go with the rumors are true, if you're going to go with it's always been rumored that they were doing this and he's fucking women, like, it can't be both. You have to pick a narrative and stick to one narrative. You can't jump from fence to fence like Jada just did in the story of how she was a victim and taking advantage of that young man.
So again, if you want to believe that it's a narrative to keep his image, then why is his daughter saying that my father told me to be a polygamist? Why is it cheating if they're in an open relationship? Like, why is these things out there, but it's about his squeaky clean image? Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, pick one thing and argue that. Quit changing your narrative so that you can try to win an argument or even a debate.
Yo, Rico, let me tell you why he's the protected one. Willow can do whatever. Jada can do whatever. What's the son? Whatever gender he is. Will is the bad. Will is going to be the one that's protected at all costs.
But by saying the way that you,
but so his family members can get scrutinized all they want. They can be like, oh, they're weird and all that kind of stuff. But if you look at Will, Will was just on a call with Angela Rye recently talking about Black Lives Matter and things like that. He has positioned himself as this go-to person for morality and kind of good, and they cannot risk that because that's not their lifestyle. Scientology and the rich cars and the rapping and whipping their hair back and forth is all sponsored by Will.
Again, if his daughter says that I'm doing this fucked up thing that my father taught me, that takes away from that image. Regardless if she gets crucified for it in the public eye, she said she got something from him.
You know how many famous dads have bad? Like, so Lawrence Fishburne, daughter is a porn star. Steven Spielberg. Like, kids don't matter. As long as the bag and that person who's representing the family is straight.
So this is what happens when you deal with people that can't have no fucking logic. So if you're going to say that the narrative is being painted to protect Will's image, okay, and then you're going to say it doesn't matter about the kids, and you list off people that have kids that do fucked up shit. That's right. You're completely right. Steven Spielberg's daughter is doing porn. But, okay, there is a difference between a person having a fucked up kid and a fucked up kid saying that they learned a fucked up behavior from their squeaky clean father. Steven Spielberg's daughter doing porn on her own accord is different than if she was to come out and say that Steven Spielberg was shooting her when she was 12 and that's what got her into the industry. Or she learned how to do child XXX when she was underage because her father showed her how to do, like, the comparison that you're making is not a good comparison because you are taking a situation that's not the same and trying to apply it to Will. Like, Will kid said that she would be in a polygamous relationship because she learned that from her parents, meaning that her parents are polygamous or her parents have sex with other people. So there's no reason to protect that part of this image if you're going to use the image as a thing that needs to be protected. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say they're protecting the image, and then when I tell you this thing out here that taints the image is over here, you then try to go to something else that is not the same.
You ever watch a TV show? Like you know what I mean? Oh, this person's in a messed up family. Whether it's Malcolm in the Middle, whatever you were talking about. It's always been, it's Hollywood's narrative. One protagonist, everybody else is just kind of in between. It's classic Hollywood, bro.
Who was the squeaky clean character?
Will Smith. He has to maintain.
No, in Malcolm in the Middle, who was the squeaky clean character?
I don't know. I actually didn't watch Malcolm in the Middle.
There wasn't one. They were all fucked up.
So again, he says that I brought up Malcolm in the Middle or said something about Malcolm in the Middle or some show. I didn't bring up a show. Like, the only show I brought up was her mom's show. I didn't bring up any sort of other shows. But again, he makes a false claim, and then he tries to build off that lie. And then after I check him on it, okay, so who was the fucked up character? Who was the good character? Oh, I didn't watch it. So then why the fuck are you speaking on it? You don't know nothing about it. That's how you know you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you bring up things that you don't know anything of fucking about because you're just trying to prove me wrong, but you're not.
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch it. But anyway, what I'm talking about is understand whether what I'm saying. Take the general thing. What I'm saying right now. Will is the bag. Everybody's living off of him. The kids, the Jada, everybody. So everybody else can take losses, but Will can't. And he's made it that way. That's why he ain't got real relationships.
So making him look like a straight punk by his wife, like that.
Yes. Will's been doing that since forever. Like, oh yeah, he's good heart. You even came in here ready to defend him. Like, he's angry. Oh my God. It's Will Smith.
I'm not defending him.
Fanboys.
I'm not.
Again, I didn't defend him. Like, I didn't even get to finish that argument. I didn't even get to finish my thought or my statement on that. I keep getting cut off. He just cut me off again. Like, he keeps making a false claim and then trying to argue a point that I didn't argue, I didn't say, and then builds off that lie. And then he starts acting like more of a bitch.
Rico, I think you're a fanboy. I think you love Will, Rico. You love Will Smith. Rico, I think you're a fanboy. I think you love Will, Rico. You love Will Smith.
So again, he has no argument. So automatically he goes back to making it personal and he starts acting like a bitch. He repeats himself. He talks over me. He's condescending. All the things that are not what a man does. He acts like a little fucking woman. Like, this is how you know this dude ain't married or find a decent chick, because they just run through him because he's not a man. Like, he's not a man. He's a pussy. The only reason he's talking crazy like this is because we're on the internet and he's on his friend's show.
Don't do that bitch shit though.
Like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I think you might be a fan. Does that offend your Red Bull's disabilities?
It doesn't.
No rage? Okay, just checking.
I'm not enraged.
Okay, so why is it that I'm offended? Why would I be sensitive and be offended when you're the one that's trying to talk shit to me about my views? You already said it was about my views in the beginning. You've already made it personal this whole time. I went through this whole interview of being cut off. I went through the whole interview of you calling me out my name. I went through the whole interview before I started being a dick to you. Like, we're like 20 minutes in. Like, how are you going to say that I'm being sensitive when you're the one that keeps not having an argument and saying personal shit to me? Like, it's probably because I'm white and you think I'm soft, or you think that you're better than me or some shit. But the problem is, you're not. Like, you're not. You're acting tough on the internet. But I know for a fact, if you spend $250 on any bitch, you are not tough in real life and you have no backbone. You probably get pegged by the girls that you take out for $250 and they don't even give you the reach around.
No, but you talk like a bitch.
Do I?
You do.
Excellent. But you're talking with me.
All right. I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back. Listen, guys, it's the conversation. It has turned in. It turned into name calling, and I don't want that to happen. Okay,
Yes, I didn't call you
that's
many names.
that's
No, you're
not what
just
I.
mad disrespectful, and you actually called me Rico. You started that trend of calling names.
Oh, Rico, I
Call
apologize.
me by my and call me by my instead of calling me by what's on the screen, you called me another name. You've been
There's nothing on.
disrespectful the whole fucking time.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're sensitive.
You're not sorry. You're a punk ass bitch though, for real.
Oh, language. This is how
Yo,
he's
okay,
articulate, isn't
okay,
it?
okay.
Extremely intelligent conversation.
Listen. No,
All right, so let me get this straight. You cut me off. You call me out my name. You call me a fan. You call me sensitive. And I call you out on your behavior. And I am not intelligent. You don't have a logical argument or a logical point at all. You don't. You can't articulate yourself in a constant narrative that actually goes in the same line. You have jumped all over with your whole idea, your whole theology of this bullshit. But me telling you that you're a bitch because that's how you're acting. I'm sensitive. I'm not intelligent. I can't articulate myself. My logic has been consistent the whole time. I've not cut you off. I didn't call you out your name. Like, you know you don't have an argument, so you're acting like a bitch and you're getting off on it. Did you hear your giggle? You giggled like a bitch. Like, that's how you giggle. And at the end, you're gonna giggle like a bitch. And again, MTR is carrying that cake for you. He's carrying that water, trying to say that I'm in the wrong when your second sentence you were being disrespectful. Your condescending tone has been disrespectful. I didn't say anything disrespectful to you until the end of the fucking conversation. Like, this is how you know this shit is bullshit. Like, I won't be on MTR show again. I won't call in. Like, every time I get on here, I have to be fucking disrespected by someone else when I'm not being disrespectful. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of, like, you got mods down in the motherfucking chat room talking shit. You got people in your Discord saying racist shit. You've got, like, it's bullshit. Just because I'm white and you guys are on the internet and you feel some kind of way about white people doesn't mean that you're going to do that shit to me and I'm cool with it. It's just not. And MTR, for you to not in any way keep any sort of logic or even control your dude is bullshit. And then for you to get off of this interview with me and go to someone else and then check them on things they said that went with my narrative, like, you made my argument with other people but didn't show me the same latitude. You let your boy be a douchebag. You let your simp ass motherfucking bitch ass friend act crazy and then try to put the blame on me. Like, it's bullshit, bro. This is the second interview that I've been on here that you've put me up against another caller and they've been disrespectful to me. This time it was Sam. The time before that it was fucking Massage. And she was man-shaming me like a motherfucker the whole time. And you were cool with it. Like, I don't know what the fuck I did to disrespect you or to be a guy that has to get on there and be directly disrespected on your platform and you don't say shit. You try to check me on it. That's bullshit, bro. And I like, it's bullshit. Like, fuck this shit. Like, this is how you see how it really is, guys. Like, Simp and Sam didn't have an argument. I didn't get to even make an argument. But I just wanted to get this out here, guys, because this shit pissed me off. And shout out to anyone that sees this. Send this to MTR. Send this to Sam. Sam, MTR. Like, set it up, MTR. Me and Sam live in Ohio. Set it up. I'll pull up where he's at, and we can just handle it like fucking men. Like, we don't need to do all this bitch shit, and, like, we don't need to do it. So either, Sam, send me that address so I can shoot out to where you are and we can handle this like men, or shut the fuck up. Don't be a disrespectful piece of shit, because I was very patient and very respectful to you that entire interview until we got to the end. And if anyone doesn't want to see that, then that's on them. But guys, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Hit the like, share, get it to MTR, get it to fucking Fat Boy Sam, Simp Boy Bitch. Just let me know.